Nothing says the holidays like family, fun, and fresh tamales. And today we're showing you how you can make this classic treat. Joining us this morning with all the helpful tips and tricks is Lola's Tamales owner and operator, Juan Pablo Cruz. Great to see you, Juan Pablo.
Thank you.
You have been making me so hungry all morning long. I have so many questions. So for people at home, the holiday season is here. What is your advice for making the perfect tamales?
My advice is going to be on a great masa. That's going to be your main object on the tamal, is going to be the masa for sure.
And that's what you have going right here. So what all goes into this masa?
So this masa here is going to be based with some lard, some water, salt as well too, and you mix it up with your nistamal.
And those are all just like the classic ingredients?
Yes, those are the classic ingredients. Some people make it with vegetable oil, different types, but we do it with lard.
Okay, and so we have this going, and then this is what we're trying to achieve right here. What's your best advice when it comes to spreading the masa?
To spreading the masa, it's just a different technique. Some people use a spreader, some people use a spoon. I like to use a spoon because I can get into it, push it down, spread it all the way around.
You grabbed a lot, so you just kind of grab a big chunk, and then from there you're just kind of smoothing it out.
Yeah, I smooth it out, and then obviously I'll trim off the excess off of it.
Okay, yeah, so that looks like a very good technique right there. You're just kind of going all around.
Going all the way around it. And then you try to keep it as smooth as you can and as thin as you can, because nobody's gonna want a really thick tamal as well with nothing but masa.
So tell me a little bit about this filling that I'm seeing right here, because I'm seeing a little bit of green. Is that chili?
Yes, this filling here, these are going to be our chicken tamales with green salsa. So this salsa is based off of chile serrano with cilantro also as well in it.
Ooh, cilantro,
so it's a really fresh, and it has a nice little spice to it. Nothing really too crazy, because we want you guys to enjoy it.
Just a little kick.
Yes, just a little bit kick. And then we always like to add a little bit of extra salsa inside of our tamal, just so it makes sure that it stays nice and moist.
And it sounds like there's just so much flavor because you got that extra salsa as well. So when it comes to wrapping these up, what's that proper technique?
So the way that I do it, I like to put it onto the side, and then I just roll over one side, kind of cuff it in with my finger, and then as I cuff it in, we pull up the back side. And we got our tamal.
You know, it's a lot easier than it looks. Really, just putting this all together, that took what? Probably less than a minute to do that. And so for people at home, they're seeing all this, they want to try out these flavors. Can you just walk us through some of these flavors we're seeing right here? Because you can do a lot with tamales.
Yes, the sky's the limit with the stuffing on it. It just depends on the region where they come from. Different people stuff them with different stuff. Ours, we have our jalapeno and cheese here. We have our pork and red salsa, and then we have a green one as well too. A green chicken side.
And then how long would you typically cook one of these for? I see we got this pot going over here.
This pot normally for me, it takes about 3 hours and a half to cook these tamales.
Okay, that's not too bad too, but that's maybe something that you can plan ahead. If I'm somebody at home and I'm trying to plan ahead for my gathering, can you make these ahead of time and then throw them in the pot when you're ready?
Yeah, you can always make them ahead of time and then put them in the pot in a little while after.
And then I understand at Lola's Tamales, you have a very special technique. You got all these toppings going over here. What am I seeing right here?
So this tamal right here, this is my tamal especial here. So basically we prepare that one. We'll add a little bit of cabbage. Some people like it with mayo, some people like it with sour cream. We'll top it off with some green salsa and put a little bit of cheese on top of it as well too.
I like it because it just adds a little bit of flair for sure. And for people who don't know about Lola's Tamales, what all can they expect out there, and what was the inspiration behind it?
The inspiration behind the Lola's Tamales, these recipes belong to my mother. I moved from California here to San Antonio, Texas, and I wanted something from back home. So unfortunately, I looked around town. Yeah, there is some stuff similar around here, but this is what I was looking for. I like the white masa. I don't like to dye my masa. It's naturally based because it's just the cleanest.
I love it, and this really sounds like it's close to home for you. So for people, they're hearing all this, they're seeing these tamales, they want to get their hands on them. How can they find you?
They can find us on Lola's Tamales Estilo Jalisco on Instagram, and also to our sister company, El Jefe Baja Style. You can find us there as well too.
Thank you so much for all these tips and tricks, Juan.